Do you ever pour your heart into something and it just flops? Maybe you even try multiple times, but it flops over and over again. Like you spend so much time and money working on your shitty dropshipping store, but nothing seems to work. It seems like all your effort is pointless. Or maybe you spend hours editing a YouTube video, you hit publish, and then nothing. It flops.
Here we go again.
Or you try finally getting that 100 kg bench press, but you fail every single time. You start questioning everything. Am I cut out for this? Will it ever get better? Will I ever make it? But what if I told you, you are not failing. You're just early in the game. And you seemingly failing is actually very good. Let me explain. Now this idea comes from Alex Hormozi, so shout out to him. But think about it. Every YouTuber you admire started with 0 subs, right? Every bodybuilder you look up to started as a noob. And every successful business started with its first customer. I remember when I started making my first videos. Some of them were alright, but man, most of them were total flops. Every time I thought I'm getting better, it flopped again. But here's the thing. Each video got a little better. Progress was there, even if the views weren't. Most progress is like an iceberg. What you see is just the tip, but most of it you don't see. Or maybe it's more like a dam holding back water. And only sometimes, and after a long time, progress happens that makes the dam break. And that's when you talk about overnight success, which actually is a myth. You don't see all the hours of editing, retakes, the 10 new thumbnails, the 10 new titles, or everything else on the learning curve. And that's true for anything, not just YouTube. It's the same for the gym, school, relationships, work, business, you name it. But what I really want you to take away is that failure isn't the opposite of success. It's actually a part of it. Every mistake, every flop, they're all learning lessons. They are the building blocks of your eventual success. Without failure, there is no progress. There is no success. And every successful person agrees with this. So maybe you've had a few flops. We all had. But the question is, what are you gonna do about it? You can obsess over them or drown in your negative thoughts. Or here's something else that I would do. First up, stop beating yourself up. You are your own worst critic, and that's gotta change. It's easy to have those negative thoughts when you fail, especially when it happens over and over again. Trust me, I know. But start seeing every failure as feedback or a learning lesson. It's telling you what not to do so that you can figure out what you should be doing. Thomas Edison said, "I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." And that is so powerful. You have to adopt that mindset too. Or have you ever heard of Colonel Sanders, the KFC guy? Yeah, he was rejected 1,009 times before someone said yes to his chicken recipe. 1,009 times. And you can't even do it 3 times. Come on, man. Or maybe you know J.K. Rowling. Come on, you gotta know her. And her Harry Potter manuscript was turned down by 12 publishing houses.
Oh shit.
These people weren't failing. They just found ways that won't work. They were just early in their journey. They kept on pushing and eventually they made it. Eventually they found success. The difference between failure and a lesson is simply your attitude. And you've got to be stubborn about your goals, but flexible about your method. Because often something you thought would work ends up not working. That's just how it is. And if one approach doesn't work, try again or pivot, try something else. But whatever you do, don't quit. You can quit, but then of course, quite logically, you will not make it. But as long as you keep working on it, there is still a chance you eventually succeed. Remember that most progress is unseen. It's the lower part of the iceberg. Or it's also like compound interest. It adds up over time. So never see failure for what it seems to be on the surface. Yeah, maybe your side hustle flopped, but maybe it also taught you something that will be incredibly important for your next business. Or maybe even just about being more patient to prevent a bigger loss in the future. You never know what happens. And that's also why I never judge my losses. Sure, analyze your losses. Was there something you could have done differently? Then do it better next time, of course. But never just see them as failure. It was just something that didn't work. It's a learning lesson. But maybe that failure actually prevented you from a much bigger failure in a week or any time in the future. You might not see the results today or even tomorrow, but they are coming. You just gotta stick with it, keep on trying, and keep on improving. And then you can still make it. And if you have that mindset, you realize you're just early. You're early in your journey. But that is not a disadvantage, it's a huge opportunity. And actually so good because you are on your journey. Probably most other guys at your age are still wasting time and clueless about their goals. So even if you fail, maybe you're working on the right thing. And therefore, that failure is still something good in my opinion. You're just not quite there yet. So keep on running and eventually you'll get there. Stay useful and bye.